Hello, Raymond and Christina. So I reached out to you guys today and I got in touch with Christina today, and I had promised this free video. And so anyways, here it is. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I just wanted to show you a few tips and tricks that you can use to really maximize your traffic online. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first of all, I would like to point out a couple of things that I actually liked about your website. There is the estimate here, and you also have a picture of you guys here, it looks like. And it shows what kinds of coatings you do, which is really good to have. Something I noticed though was there wasn't a click to call button, which is important to have. That helps with conversions, converting people over as clients. And there's not a whole lot of content. And content is literally anything that I can highlight, whether it be an image or text. In this case, I'd be talking about the text. There just wasn't a whole lot of it. But the reason why you want a whole lot of content is so that you can start to rank for a lot of different keywords. Keywords like epoxy flooring, Los Angeles epoxy flooring, just all these different keywords that you can use to start ranking higher in increasing your online presence. Because when people search these, there's a lot of volume for your field of work and the area that you're in. There's 1.7 thousand that is searched for your field of work in the area that you're in, with these individual keywords of 600, 250 for epoxy flooring Los Angeles. All this volume that you're missing because you're not ranking for those keywords. When people search these, they can't find you. And, because it's not on your website and it's not in the content. So it's really important to put yourself in a position to be found. So how you would do that would be having a website with a lot of content with the containing the keywords that you want and need to be found for. So that is would be my first tip, would be adding that content. So if I were you, I'd add more of that content with the those keywords, and even going so far as saving these images as a couple of those keywords. So, and then reloading them up to your website. It's a really sneaky way to insert those keywords in there without actually putting it in your text. So that's something that you could do, and then that picture would actually count towards content towards your website. So that would actually, that would be, my first tip. Content and keywords is also super important, especially to Google, because Google, when they crawl your site, they see that not only that you have that content, but you also have the keyword verbatim within your content, and it allows you to rank faster and more efficiently in Google. Content is also great for ranking as well, because Google feels that the more content that you have, the more likely you are to be an expert in your field of work. So at the end of the day, their whole goal is that when someone searches, they get the information that they need. So long story short, the more content you have, the more likely you are to be found, because Google wants to ensure that people searching on their platform gets the information quickly and efficiently. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next tip, and that would be why isn't it loaded? Okay, there we go. To build upon this Google business profile, and be really giving yourself a chance to just get as much traffic as possible to your website. And what I mean by that is when people search for any given keyword, I'm using epoxy flooring Los Angeles with a search volume of, we just had it up here, 250. So if we take a look here, anyways, with that said, when people search for any given keyword, it is there's a lot of ways in which people can convert over as a client. So I'm going to actually go over to this other tab here because the first two ways I'm going to talk about aren't shown on here, and any keywords that I looked up didn't have these. So I'm just going to, it's not your field of work, and nor is it the area that you work in, but I just wanted to show you what these looked like. So you have the local ads here. They're at the top of the page, these capture the people that click on the very first thing that they see. And the local ads people like because they are Google guaranteed and up to a certain dollar amount. So if something goes wrong or something happens, they trust that Google will make it right monetarily. They would also be great for you as they have high conversion rate. So the reason why that is, you know, anytime you hover your mouse over these local ads, it has the amount of years that you've been in business and also the company's phone number right there. So when someone clicks on that and they're already taking their time of day to call you, they're more likely to convert over as a client. So that's something to keep in mind. Just under the local ads are the Google ads. They themselves don't have as high of a conversion. However, because of where they're located, just under the local ads at the top, you have the ability to be seen by a lot of different people. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind. They're also a lot cheaper. I'm going to go back over to this next tab because the next couple things I'm going to actually go over is contained in your field of work and area. So if we take a look here, I didn't mean to zoom out. Okay. Basically, you know, this is the Google Map Pack. This is a way that a lot of people search. I am one of them. So the people who search this way, they want to see a company that is local and in the area. This can pull up to 80% of the traffic. So these three people are getting the majority. So if we take so I'm using Epoxy Flooring Los Angeles with a search volume of 250. 80% of that is 200. So if we take a look here, 200 people just went to these top three, to their websites. And there goes the majority of that traffic, unfortunately. But another way to pull traffic to your website would be to rank organically. And ranking organically is pretty simple in the concept that the higher you're ranking in Google, the more traffic you're going to pull to your website. So these people up here are doing way better than down here. And people rarely go to the second page of Google. So it's really important to be ranking high enough that you're on the first page. Speaking of ranking organically, I'm going to actually go on to my next tip, which would be my last and final tip. And that would be, in order to rank organically, you do need to build up and this is where we get technical, the strength of your website. And how you would do that would be by adding backlinks and referring domains. So backlinks, unfortunately, are not all created equal. You have high quality backlinks and poor quality ones. So if you have any poor quality ones, I would honestly go through and replace them with high quality ones. Referring domains, an example of that would be, say you did some service for some people and they start blogging about the services that you did for them. And there is a link from their blog to your website. So that would count as a referring domain. They actually pack a lot of power. So the more power you have with these, the higher these numbers are going to be. You generally want these to be at a 1-to-1 ratio. And as high of a number as possible. So looking here, you're at a 4 and a 1.8, not 1-to-1 ratio, but you know, you're also not where the range that we want to see you in. And with epoxy flooring companies, we do generally want to see them like in the 20s, 30s, 40s range. That's where we would want to see you. It looks like you have a ranking for 59 organic keywords and generating an organic traffic of 15. So you are getting some traffic, and you might think that's not a huge deal. But if we take a look at one of your competitors, and I actually chose these guys right here. They're ranking pretty high in Google. Not number one, but they are still doing pretty well. It's epoxy.la. If we go to their website, I thought it was already loaded. Give it 1 second. Here we go. So they already have like one of these request forms that helps in conversions. I don't know why. There we go. They also have some content here. They have a video. Not as much content as we would like to normally see on a website, But that's besides the fact. We're focusing on where they're at. So this is where they're at. They have 2.5 thousand backlinks. I can almost guarantee you that not all of those are high quality. They have 307 referring domains. They're sitting at a 34 in UR, but DR they're at an 8. Not a 1-to-1 ratio, but they're at least in the 30s range with UR. And they have 432 keywords that they are ranking for and are generating a traffic of 214. So they are getting a lot of traffic, it looks like, and this is not what I wanted to do. Here we go. Sorry. If we take a look at some of the keywords that they're ranking for, these are all the keywords that they're ranking for. They're all service keywords, not the name. If we take a look at what you're ranking for, it looks like Epoxy USA is part of your name, so you're technically ranking for that name. We generally don't want to rank for our name. I mean, you're going to, but you want more of these service keywords to be ranking for. Because when people are actually, when they're looking for something, they're not looking for the company. They're looking for the service that they are looking for. So it's really important to include those service keywords within your content. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that you can do to bump yourself up in Google. I hope that this has been informative and helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out. I would love to chat with you and help you out in any way that we can. Either my husband or I would love to get in touch with you guys in whatever time fits best for you. So with that, you have a great day and God bless.